Hello, my galactic soul family, my soul tribe. Welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. So, today I wanted to talk to you guys about ego. What is ego death? I really hope that the background fan is not being picked up on my mic. I really won't know until I play this back. If I play this back and it's really bad and it sounds like constant wind, then I guess I won't be uploading this video. But if you're hearing this video right now, it's because the background fan was not that bad. So yes, I want to talk about what is ego death. What is ego death, you guys? In my last video, a few of you guys had commented down below about the ego. Some of you guys have emailed me and, you talked to me about ego and what it meant to you, because I mentioned it in my most recent video that I posted about projecting and creating ego demons. So I really, really did enjoy your feedback, and I thank you so very much. So, ego death. It's a loss of subjective self-identity. It's a phase or transition of self-surrender. And real quick, side note, before I go any further about this subject about ego death, I just wanted to point something out or address something real quick, or bring awareness, shine some light to something that a lot of the souls in the spiritual communities push. And they push, and I'm a part of this I'm a part of them. So I should probably say we push this narrative of love and light so much. And there's a lot of people that just don't even know what that even means, especially if you're new to this and you're new to your awakening or to your journey. I just want to say that your journey, my journey, our journey, it's not all rainbows, butterflies, cupcakes, and sunshine. I know that there's a lot of people. I used to watch people and listen to them talk, and they always sounded so pleasant, so happy, filled with so much joy. And I thought, wow, what would I give to be so happy and feel that joy? But now I know, to get to the light and to feel that love, to understand unconditional love, you must enter darkness. And in that darkness will be different phases of ego death as you're reaching that light, as you're receiving that love, as you spread that love. You go through these phases of darkness, your dark night of the soul, ego death, stuff like that. And some people fail to acknowledge the negative parts of their journey. And if you don't acknowledge those negative parts, your journey is always just going to be a very basic and, it's going to be on a surface level. No real transformation will take place if you don't walk through the darkness. You need to dive deep and acknowledge what scares you. You have to face your shadows. You have to walk through the dark. Even if you don't have a choice and, just life is just being life, and you're just living life, and you just have moments in life where it's like you have a dark cloud looming over you. You have to face those dark moments, those dark aspects in your life. If not, you will not experience authentic ego death. That darkness is going to change you. You have to be authentic in this process, in your journey. And if you're not authentic in your journey and you lie about it or put a mask on, I think I spoke about masks in my last video. You wear a mask. I wore a mask all the time. And, my mask was this happy face, and behind the mask was this, person that was just trying to deal with life that was unhappy. If you are not authentic with yourself, and if you're lying to other people, you're ultimately just lying to yourself. If you're not authentic with yourself, you'll just be another soul creating more ego demons that will control you through your journey. It will be a constant battle with your mind and your soul. It'll be a constant battle in life until the day you transition or expire or pass away. So feed your soul and starve your demon. Stop feeding your demons. And when I say stop feeding your demons, stop living in fear and start feeding your soul, your life, love. Okay, I just wanted to shine some awareness or bring some awareness to that, because I do understand that a lot of people here, a lot of people in the community, say like, I'm sending you lots of love, I'm sending you lots of light, and I do that all the time. But I do it authentically from my heart, because when I'm talking to somebody that is dealing with something crazy or horrible or scary in life, 9 times out of 10, I've been there. I've experienced a lot of darkness in my life, and back then I didn't know why. Today I do know why. I'm here to help people, to heal people. And you can't help people and you can't heal people if you've never experienced what you're trying to help them through or heal them through. I've shared my stories with people and they're like, wow, just random stuff about myself, with people I worked with and stuff in a span of 2 years, right? And I remember one of my employees saying, wow, you could write a book. And I never really thought about it. I literally could write a book. I have a story for everything because I lived it. I've experienced it. And it's just, wow, And that moment of realization made me, it shined some light onto what some of my mission in life is and why I had those dark moments. Because there's people out there that are having moments that I dealt with that don't feel like that they can get through it. They want to take their life. They want to give up. They want to destroy themselves. They want to go backwards. They don't want to move on with their life. And that's why I'm here and I created this channel. If you're here listening to this, it's not by a mistake. It's not a coincidence. You were intuitively guided here because something that I'm saying is going to help you or it resonates with you. I'm coding you. I'm coding you with my light, even though I'm not physically in the same room with you. The frequency, the sound, the vibration of my voice, the words that I'm saying, it's coding you. It's doing something to you. It's changing you. It's like a transformation is taking place right now. All right, so let's get back to talking about the ego. Now, ego is something that we need, but we need to control it. We don't want ego to control us. We don't want to get rid of our ego and dismiss our ego. We just need to reprogram it. Ego is the nature of the human. We are here as souls having a human experience, and ego is our operating system. It's our compass to help us navigate, to operate in this matrix, in this reality. I kind of feel like the ego is like it's kind of like your armor that you were sent here with. It's like not your armor, kind of like your weapon, your secret weapon. You were sent here with this, but you were never taught on how to use it. You probably were never even taught, what it is to have ego. I feel like what a cell phone is to us is what the ego is for the soul. Meaning, and I use cell phone because I was watching, I don't even remember, a few years ago, I was watching some program about UFOs and technology, and cell phones were some sort of alien technology. And it was used, it had a purpose for something else. And when it was given to us, the human race, we don't use it in the way that it was supposed to be used for. But it can be used for good, and it can be used for bad. So like our ego can be used for good, and it can be used for bad, So the ego is not a bad thing. You don't want to totally get rid of your ego. You kind of just want to reprogram your ego. I feel like our ancestors, like back in the Atlantean days, I want to say like a long, long time ago, before all of our powers and knowledge was taken from us and hidden from us, I feel like our ancestors knew what the ego was, they knew why they had it, and they knew how to use it. And it was part of their compass to be on this planet. It was part of their operating system to be on this planet, to work as a community or a tribe together. It could be used, you know how us humans were very competitive. Well, back in our ancestor days, the way they were competitive was most likely in a different way. But the ego was used to be competitive, to be able to use it to be competitive in the way that they needed, but it wasn't used for like money and power and titles and stuff like that. They used it because it was part of surviving, to take care of the collective or their tribe, to navigate through the elements of the earth. Just stuff like that. And as we evolved, and so many things have changed, and our ancient knowledge was hidden from us, and we had to learn how to just navigate being a human without being guided by our soul tribe, because all of the knowledge was completely taken from our ancestors. So we started to use ego in other ways. We started to use it in a competitive way. We judged people. If that person was too poor, we didn't want to hang out with that person. If that person was too rich, we want to make that person our friend. shit back in the, the medieval times and going forward to like the 17 and 1800s, women were used as kind of like, I don't know if collateral is the right word, but for marriage, and families, for power and money and titles. I don't know if I said that. Uh, royal families used it as like for power and over countries and land and in war, and they would marry certain women from other countries, like, from Spain to England, so that they could unite and they wouldn't be at war, because these two countries would come together by marriage and money, and then they would, what did they used to share? The dowry or something like that, the money, the family money. And if, one person was less than, they would gain a title, and then everybody in the family would gain a title. I mean, ego got real ugly as we evolved. It just all became all about money, power, titles. it's instead of love. The unconditional love was eliminated from this ego concept. So, working on your ego, going through this awakening, reprogramming your ego, reprogramming yourself, reprogramming your life, the way you think, the way you speak, the way you eat, the way you live your life in general. When you raise your vibration, when you start stepping out of duality and anchoring into neutrality, you start to go through these waves of darkness. You go through the dark night of the soul, and you start to have all these ego deaths. You face a lot of your shadows, and you do a lot of shadow work. A lot of integration takes place, and you start to go through something called ego death. And some of you might be asking, especially if you're new to this whole awakening, spirituality stuff, you might be asking, well, I've been working on myself physically, mentally, spiritually. How do I know what ego death looks or feels like? How do I know if I'm going through it? Well, I'm going to share with you. One of the signs you may experience when you're experiencing an ego death is you may start to notice or realize your social conditioning and social barriers start breaking apart or breaking down. You start having these realizations that life is not what you thought it was. And you start to realize you are not who you thought you were. For instance, I used to be Gabbie, the music promoter, the manager to my husband, the top leasing agent wherever I worked. It was all about titles. I was all about money. I was all about my goals. I was all about the power, the game, because the music business, that's very competitive, and I was competitive, and I played hard, and I got nasty when, somebody tried to, take what I felt was mine. So you might start searching and researching everything that you thought you knew about you, everything you were taught. You'll probably question everything. You'll have moments where you'll just find yourself sitting in a dark room just thinking, like, what the fuck? Who am I? What am I supposed to do here? Why am I here? What is my life purpose? You'll start having a lot of questions. The longer you are on this journey, you'll probably start to dabble in conspiracy stuff. And you'll probably be called a conspiracy theorist by all your friends and family. Because you'll most likely be rabbit hole jumping and searching for the truth that resonates with you. I did a lot of rabbit hole jumping. I didn't stop rabbit hole jumping. I'm more of an observer now. And I kind of just want to observe what everybody's telling, the public. I listen to a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but I don't absorb any of it. I used to absorb, and I used to get really caught up in it. Sometimes I do trip up and I do get a little caught up in it, especially talking about vaccines and masks, and you'll see me posting about chemtrails and sometimes food, and but I used to be in a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then I would just geek out on it and get angry about it because I wanted people to know about it. I wanted people to be aware of it. I wanted to force people to open their eyes. And I soon found out that you cannot force anybody to do anything. I am a catalyst, so I am aware that by me doing that, maybe the people around me would, kind of become curious. But I learned that to be a good catalyst, instead of trying to force the information on people and force the change, I started to become the change. And then change started to happen around me. Even though it's a very small circle of change that's happening around me, at least something happened, because my small circle of change happened, and then maybe somebody from my circle started to speak and do stuff and create change, and then that circle became a bigger circle for them, and so on and so forth. And maybe someday my little circle will become a humongous, gigantic community of enlightened souls that will change the planet one day. Who knows? It's like planting seeds in a way. So you may start to notice that you are rabbit hole jumping all the time, and you're always trying to find the truth that resonates with you. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. And it could be literally anything. You could start rabbit hole jumping into esoteric knowledge and get into and dabble into like tarot and, maybe ghost hunting, trying to see if you can get spirits to talk to you on spirit boxes. I'm just mentioning things that I do. I don't know. It could be literally anything. Anything, guys. Anything. So when you experience ego death, you'll have this realization that you are a part of something bigger than your body, bigger than your identity, just bigger than you. You'll question, who and what am I? Who and what are you? This can be very emotional at times. And it could be a very critical moment in your path or on your path as you're dealing with this. It's critical because it's you finding out the truth about it's self-discovery. Who are you? Like that little caterpillar says to Alice, who are you? This expansion of awareness will start to open new doors or even new pathways for you, to discover. And I mean, these pathways could go anywhere, any which way. The holes could take you anywhere. Those rabbit holes could take you anywhere. Those new doors opening could take you anywhere. Those new pathways can literally take you anywhere. Anywhere. I mean, you have to have an open mind if you are starting to become more spiritually awakened, more enlightened. Anything is possible. If I could give you advice, any advice in the early parts of your awakening and in finding your spiritual path, don't get too caught up in those rabbit holes. They are infinite and they can get pretty deep and dark. And they can really, really just like muddy the way you think. They'll knock you off of your path. They'll just throw you onto another path. So it will definitely knock you off your path to self-awareness and discovery. You'll get so caught up in other stuff that you'll forget what your goal is. And your goal is self-awareness. Your goal is discovery of who you are. And I speak this from experience. But if you're anything like me, because I'm a knucklehead, you'll probably do it anyways. I was one of those people that, if somebody told me, don't touch that because it's hot, I had to touch it just to see how hot is hot. Yeah, that was me. I learned from experience. I have to experience to learn. And no matter how much advice anybody gave me, I always did the opposite. And sometimes I wish I just took some people's advice in life. But if, I didn't do what I did, then I wouldn't be this beautiful soul that I am today. But like I said, if you're anything like me, you'll probably just do it anyways. So just program my voice into your brain. My voice and my words of me giving you this advice, telling you what I just said, as a reminder not to forget to stay focused on you, okay? Don't forget about your goal, self-awareness and discovery of who you are. I lost focus many, many, many times, diving way too deep into politics, chemtrails, child trafficking, vaccines, and yada, 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 yada. I mean, the list literally goes on and on and on. I even dove deep into like aliens and alien races and star systems and so much stuff, guys. I'm telling you, there's so many, and there's rabbit holes that I haven't even heard about yet, but I know there's stuff going on in them holes, and I don't even know if I want to know about it. It's a lot of stuff. It's good to dive deep. Just, come up for air. Don't drown in it all. Pace yourself and make your focus you, okay? It's ultimately all about you. The other stuff, it's just distractions. It's just noise, okay? It's just distractions in the matrix. It's all a part of the experience. It's all a part of the game. You have to be stronger than the game, smarter than the game. Don't let the game play you. You need to learn how to play the game. All right, guys? Learn how to play the game. And this is a fucking hard game. It's difficult. I don't even play video games in real life. I'm sure if a real life person that's a video gamer was to go through an awakening, I feel like their brain operates in a different way and they see things differently. I don't know. I can't even put it into words the way I'm seeing it in my mind. To see people, my husband's a gamer. My husband's has a child that's a gamer. He can literally get you through any game. He knows where all the secret stuff is at, and it's just amazing how he knows these things without being shown. It's just weird. I don't know. I feel like gamers are mega fucking smart. Not all, but a good majority of them. You have to have this different way of thinking, I guess. Another experience of ego death that you may experience is phasing or merging. I went through this. It's also You also get the symptom when you're going through, like when cosmic storms are hitting, and you're getting, your DNA, your DNA getting these downloads, and you're being coded and stuff. But you can also feel like you're phasing or merging when you're experiencing an ego death, because everything is changing and recalibrating. It's crazy. Everything shifts. Everything shifts. And phasing is when your conscious body merges into all that is, into the world around you. You become aware of the world around you. You feel whole, but it's an awkward feeling. It's like you feel whole, but you don't understand that you're feeling whole at the moment. But it's a good feeling, and then you'll have this moment when you're like, oh, I was feeling whole. And then you'll understand that moment, a day later than you would have if while you were experiencing the in the now, because you're all new to this. So you're like, what the fuck is going on with me? But you'll start to feel whole. But yeah, it's just a really weird, awkward feeling that makes your nervous system react. Well, at least it did for me. It made my nervous system react when I started to phase and I started to feel whole, and it was comfortable. But then you would shift back into reality, and you merge and then unmerge, I guess. My nervous system was like, what the fuck? And it had a reaction, and the reaction that it gave to my body was a fight or flight reaction, because it was unknown territory. What it was going through, it was like, whoa, I've been on this planet in this dense body for so long, and then all of a sudden I'm feeling this merge, and it feels really good. It's like I'm supposed to feel this, but then boom, you're back to feeling this, and my nervous system is like, whoa, shit. Doesn't know if I'm sick, doesn't know if I have something. It's making me react, and it's the worst. It's the worst, especially when you don't know. It's the worst. And it's because it's unknown territory for you. But it's nothing bad. So if you experience this, don't panic. It's nothing bad. Just stay calm. Being calm is what will help you. I have a breathing technique, but I'm not. This is going to be an audio, so I'm not showing, like, you can't see me, but maybe I'll do a quick video. Maybe I'll post it on my Instagram to help calm you down. It's a nice, I forgot the I don't know what it's called. Shit. Should have wrote it down. But it's a breathing technique where you cover one of your nostrils and you breathe in through the other one, and then you breathe out through the same one that's uncovered, and then you plug the one that you just took the breath out of and open the one that you had plugged, and you breathe in, and you repeat the same process. And you do this for about 5 minutes, especially when you're feeling that panic feeling. You do it for about 5 minutes, and it will help reset your whole nervous system, and it will calm you down, and it will calm your heart down, and it will just make you feel so much better. So just stay calm. When you're feeling that feeling, you're being guided towards, understanding the connectivity between all things, between everything. So that's what's happening to you when you're merging. Your body is going through an understanding as it's connecting, between all that is. Meditating is helpful, so meditate so you don't lose your mind. Meditating is always helpful. I know it sounds very cliche for some people, but meditation is great. A nice 15-minute guided meditation. Find them. They're all on YouTube. Scroll through them until you find something that resonates with you. It will help you, as you find yourself. Also, meditation is good. Once you learn how to get into that, drop into that quieter mindset, meditation is really great because it also helps you find yourself. As you begin to disassociate from who you think you were to who you truly are, meditation really helps with that. It helps you as you're disassociating with the ego. And when you start to disassociate from your ego, you won't really care too much about things that you once cared about, materialistic stuff or titles or money or goals as much as you used to. You'll start to experience a change, and you'll start to appreciate the life around you. You'll care more about things that, bring you and your family joy and happiness, and, what brings everybody in the world joy and happiness. You may start noticing how beautiful the world is, like the trees in your backyard or on the block that you live on. You might start to realize how big they are, how much detail the leaves have in them, and how much a tree resembles the human body in a way. You might start to realize how deep the sky seems and how beautiful the clouds are. You'll appreciate you'll just appreciate everything. You'll appreciate the air that you breathe. You'll start thanking the air for being there to give you breath. You'll start to appreciate the water that you drink. I talk to my water. I program my water. I have a rock with the word love on it, and I set it on top of my water tank in the kitchen. You'll just start to appreciate the world around you with new eyes. The eyes of God, Source, Creator, whatever resonates with you. When ultimately you are God, Source, Creator, because you are a godling. You are a fractal of Source. And once you disassociate with your ego, the real you will start to come through and come to the surface. And you and the real you will connect. And you'll have a moment. And you'll be like, wow. And you'll just appreciate those wow moments. I hope this video is starting to make sense. I feel like I'm just babbling a little bit. I get thrown off. I'm just kind of like reading. All this is coming from my journal, you guys. So I'm kind of just going through my journal. So yeah, you'll start to see the world through the eyes of the Creator. When you start to reprogram your ego and you start to program it with unconditional love, like when you see strangers or people you won't care to judge them because you don't like what they're wearing or what their sexual preference is, or because, that person's richer than you, or you won't like that person and judge that person because that person doesn't make any money, so you just assume because that person's poor, they're like, I don't know, a hooligan or a bad person or a thug. Because that person has tattoos doesn't mean that person's unkind. You'll stop judging people by looking at them. And that goes for people that you know, and it goes for strangers that you come across. You won't judge people because they're smarter than you or dumber than you. You will stop putting people in categories. Because that's what we do. That's what we were programmed to do. Go to school to get a good education so you don't end up working at McDonald's. That was instilled into me my whole entire life. Now I'm like, fuck it. Yeah, graduated from school. If I work at McDonald's, fuck it. It's money, right? As long as you can pay the bills, what's it to you? If somebody decides to be a lesbian, or not decides because I can't say it. It's like not a decision thing. It's just a how you feel thing. I don't think it's anybody's business, honestly. If you love another human being, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you're a female and they're a female, or if you're a female and you like female and male. I mean, I see a lot of people judge people on their sexual preference, and I honestly feel like it's nobody's business. Like the other day, my husband showed me a video clip of some football player that made a video that came out and said something about, I don't know his exact words, but he was like, blah, 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 blah. I just wanted to come out and tell you that I'm gay. Okay, and who fucking cares? You're gay, so what? That's nobody's business. And I feel really bad that he felt obligated to come out and say that. It's not like I'm making a video saying, hi, YouTube world, yada, 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 blah, 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 spiritual this, spiritual that, and guess what? I'm straight and I'm married. So what? Who fucking gives a rat's ass? You love who you love, and that's it. End of story. People should stop judging people on sexual preference. People should stop judging people on their whatever religious stuff they are. I mean, personally, I'm not into religion, but you know, if you're a Christian, that's good for you. My husband's a Christian. And that doesn't change who he is. He has a big heart. He's a loving, kind man. Here I go with my words, you guys. If you're Catholic, you're Catholic. If you're Jehovah, you're Jehovah. Who gives a rat's ass? I mean, same with color, race. So what? You're black. So what? You're white. So what? You're Chinese. So what? You're Indian. You're a human fucking being. People need to stop putting people in categories. Stop judging people. Everybody should treat everybody the way they want to be treated, and everybody wants to be treated with love and respect. It's sad that we were all raised to be this way. We were raised to be competitive. We were raised to put people in categories. You know, you don't want to hang out with people that are, let me see. Well, I can't make an example because my family didn't do that to me. Mine was just go to school, graduate, so you don't end up having a job at McDonald's. But I mean, there's people out there that tell their children, when you grow up, I better not see you date a white person, or I will disown you if you bring home a white person, or I will disown you if you bring home a black person. I just think that's so stupid. I don't understand. Some people, some women, some girls that are raised to become women are programmed to date men that have jobs that are, or not even jobs, careers that are I don't even know the word I'm looking for, that are well off, wealthy men. They're raised to date wealthy men that have very good careers so that that man could take care of them and their family, and that woman would never have to work ever again. I just think that's crazy. I think we are all human beings, and we need to stop treating people, other people, as if they are not a human being. Stop putting them in categories and start treating people with love, unconditional love and respect. We're all here trying to make it. We're struggling. If we could all just come together, work together, support each other, we wouldn't need this fucked up government that we have. If we could all become a tribe, a community, and instead of working 9 to 5 and 40, 50, 70 hours a week, if we could all just support each other in our tribes so we could spend more time with our families, life would be such a better place. Life would be, more peaceful. Life is not peaceful right now because we're in a competition to have a better career, have a better education, have a better husband or wife. It's all about money. It's about power. It's about the title. It's just sickening. It really is. And when none of that matters to you, that's when you're going through an ego death. And, ego death is painful too. You'll have a lot of moments of crying and tears. And you'll cry over shit that's like stupid. You'll cry because you've seen like a bird land on your windowsill and look you dead in your eye. And then you can share that you cried with the community that you trust publicly. You can make a video and cry publicly. That's ego death. That's you being authentic. And you're not afraid to be authentic and to show it and to share it. I think that's beautiful. And I'm going to use the glitch for an example. When he took his channel down, he was very authentic. And he made that video and he shed a few tears. And yes, he's a man. And that's another thing. People are like, oh, men shouldn't cry. That's bullshit. Everybody should be able to cry. If you feel sad or happy, release it. Don't hold it in. You're just going to create blockages in your chakras. And he did a beautiful thing, And he's a catalyst. Because after he shared, other people shared. And other people, saw that he was authentic and vulnerable. And other people were like, you know what? I can show you that I'm also authentic and vulnerable. And I don't know, it shows the beauty of your soul when you're authentic and vulnerable and you stand in your truth. I don't know if I'm going off subject. Some of this stuff I wrote down, some of this stuff I'm pulling out of my journal, and some of this I'm just like freestyling. I keep seeing balls of red light as I'm talking to you guys, kind of bugging me out. Every time I blink, I see like a red flash of light, like some orb is here with me. So yeah, just be authentic, you guys. Stand in your truth. Ego death is a beautiful transformation. Once you start to go through it, once you start to go through this and disassociate with the ego and start to associate more in the heart space, and you'll sorry, I don't know what's going on, and you start to associate more in the heart space, and you'll start to see how other people are more like you and not different from you, because we are one. The light in me sees the light in all of you that is listening. There's another way to say that too. That phrase can be said like that: the light in me sees the light in you, or the light in me honors the light in you. And my light that's inside of me, that shines inside of me, that is me, truly, truly, truly does honor the light in every single one of you that is listening. Once you hit the point of awareness of all that you become, all of that you become is awareness. And you are no longer just a small town girl or boy living in a lonely world. I just had to share, steal and share that from Journey. I had a Journey moment. You guys are the world. All of you, you're the world. You are the universe. You are all that is. Before I end this video, I wanted to share an affirmation with you guys. And this affirmation that I'm going to share is to help you open your heart. And you can say this as many times as you feel you need to say it. You can look at yourself in the mirror as you say it. I release what no longer serves me. I surrender to the process. When you're going through this ego death and you're disassociating from your ego, sometimes as you're experiencing the ego death and you're experiencing all of those emotions, you may find it hard to release your title. You may find it hard to release you being who you were programmed to be, you know, like maybe the manager at your job or the top leasing agent or the promoter or the, you know, the head honcho or whatever, whoever you are. Whatever it is that you work so hard to be, to make that money, to have no life, to disassociate yourself from yourself. Once you have this realization of who you are and you surrender to the process, you will feel so much lighter, so much happier. You'll have joy in your life. And when you have that vibration of love and joy and happiness, you'll start to attract people that feel the way you do. I know a lot of the times when you're going through an ego death, you feel alone because you're disassociating yourself from yourself and the people that were in your old life, even family. It could even be, you know, you feel like you're not connecting with your partner, your loved one, your, you know, your spouse, your children. But this is a process that you have to do alone. And once you raise your vibration and you bring that unconditional love vibration into your life and that joy and happiness into your life, you'll be a catalyst. And those people that are around you, like your family, they may come around because your light will be so bright that it will shine onto them. And throughout this process, you will meet new people that are like you, like-minded people. And you won't be alone if that's what you're worried about. You won't be so alone. So, again, the affirmation is, I release what no longer serves me, and I surrender to the process. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Ooh, it's almost an hour long. I tried to make it short. And actually, these pages in my journal were a lot less than my last video, and I managed to make my last video shorter. How crazy is that? I noticed that when I share stuff with you guys that are about me, when I give you examples of my life, it seems to like make the videos longer. But I did make another video on YouTube years ago about the ego and you know what the ego is. I can also, you know, find that video and link it down below. My views on that video may be a little bit different because I've grown a lot since then, but I mean, if you're new to this journey, that video may be something that you may want to listen to. I feel like I want to make another video like that one, but with the new me and how I feel and how I've grown with my new views. So again, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just me sharing from my journals. I've been very nostalgic lately, and I'm going through my duffel bag, going through all my journals, and you know, I'm finding stuff that I like, and I'm adding it into my new journal, and adding some of my new information and how I feel, and how I'm processing and integrating, you know, my whole journey. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because I feel like there's souls out there that need to hear something that I'm saying. Something will resonate. And, you know, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I love you guys. And if any of you guys are interested in a personalized tarot card or past life reading or angel card reading, email me or follow me on Instagram to direct message me. You could talk to me and chat with me that way as well. I'm still doing the numerology readings. If you're interested in merchandise, I have tank tops, t-shirts, and hoodies. I have them saying, "We are making cosmic history," and some of my merch says my name, Witchy Vibes 11. If you feel guided to donate to my channel, that would be amazing. All donations are welcome. I have all of that information down below, my PayPal, Cash App information. If money is not your jam, donate time. Time donations are my favorite donations, and you can do that by writing me a letter or a card or something. Send me something in the mail, snail mail, nostalgic. I love snail mail. Or send me an email. It's a great way of using your time. Also, by watching this video and just liking this video and commenting down below is another way to provide a time donation. All right, soul fam, I love you. I'm sending you all lots of love and lots of light from my heart to yours. Namaste.